Game 2, EVOS versus GEEK Slate.
Beloy steals it again. I don't know what to say. And you can
No
already
way.
see the adjustment from Taz, right? Into the purple buff first. He knows, you know what? This is the one I need to be securing with Retribution if Beloy wants to invade. Aboy, though, very aggressive early on. Gonna get knocked up. Hijime still prioritizing the wave and actually will lose out in the trade.
Ooh, interestingly enough, Arashi, Brands is actually going for that Weapon Master instead of killing Spree, knowing that they team kind of lacks damage. He wants to get any kind of instant damage.
Oh, you mean Kadera?
Oh, Chadera, yeah, I'm sorry. Like,
Yes.
before this wins Brands, but yeah, that's what I said.
Weapon Mastery Brody. We'll see if this really helps him out in the late game. It's definitely gonna help, but how much? And if it's gonna be enough or not, we'll just have to wait and see. Dreams with the Constructive Blast, the Akai will be providing so much more wave clear, and that is part of the reason why GEEK Slate were able to be so much more active around the map in game number 1. So with this Akai pick, we'll see if that will supplement that, as now Taz already trying to get revenge on the Beloyski.
Might be successful, has the flicker, gets out, 1 HP! Woo. No more follow-up from the side of EVOS Legends. Taz might actually be looking for it as Beloy pops in the recall. Dreams not going to be there in time. Chadera is able to actually lane pretty well here. Up against Brands, not too bad, but he's already going to get pinched down in lane. Gets a basic attack down onto Dreams, who's looking for a knock-up. 4 members have rotated up top. Here it is, Chadera. Can he outplay a 4v1? Flickers out, but Hijime is right there to make a first blood. That's the whole cannon minion lost for Chadera.
Cheesy play, but on the other side of the map, GEEK securing the turtle without any contest whatsoever. Taiwan will not be able to do anything here. Venom team might not will actually use that retribution for him, and looking for a blue buff as well. So GEEK Slate, they're looking for something else instead of just losing that gold laner in the top lane. Good job for them.
So Jungle Block and Taz might just be walking into a trap, but he walks away. He senses that something is wrong right there. That is some extra level game sense, but now it's a stalemate. Everyone's just waiting around for this purple buff to be initiated.
Yeah.
Jana finally, he's like, you know what? My patience is gone. I need to get out of here. I need to go and farm. I need to utilize this lead in the jungle. But Taz will be able to clear out that purple buff. No invade. And I think it's a bit too risky for GEEK Slate to pull that off, right? Knowing there's a lot of CC to kind of follow it up with.
Yeah, definitely. As also, there's not much GEEK Slate members on the area just now, but I love the hesitation from Dreams going in. Instead of just striking GEEK Slate or striking Jana Cutie right away, he actually waited out for it's safe for him to take when all of his teammates come, and Jana Cutie just getting shoot away from the map.
Looking at the talent's prediction here, though, 3 votes for the Tigers, 2 on the English desk. Shevin is caught in a tiger sandwich. But
I just like Beloy. That's it.
Just light Beloy, okay,
Me too.
buddy. We'll see.
Okay.
Now, though, with level 4 available, takeoffs are going to be attempted.
The Panda here. Oh, the Totem Bar Memory. That is another thing that you need to understand.
Yeah,
Heavy Spin is a purify, so it takes away the stacks from Chadera's, Totem Bar Memory. So there you go. That's why he was able to escape there. I think if Chadera popped it a little bit earlier, it should have actually killed Dreams.
Yeah, I think he should have waited out for like one more hit or one more basic attack towards him, and don't be surprised if actually Chadera rushed in that Malefic War or DHS for him, because a lot of members from EVOS Legends, the front lines is just very, very beefy Rashi. The Ritzla, Tanks, Lot, and Dreams on the front line.
We'll see, man. It seems like for some GEEK Slate we're trying to freeze, but with the turtle being pressured, now they are all moving into that area. You can see the EVOS, they are a lot more willing to be apart from each other because their composition really supports that. Taz might not be spotted, but he is spotted now, and he is going to be shooed away by Luke.
Jana building up a big smack. Phantom execution and the retribution secured by Taz as Luke gets pinned on the wall. EVOS Legends with the neutral objective take. No trades on the board for GEEK Slate, but they are already making a move up top into the gold lane. That's a flicker. Beloy finds the Mind Judgment. A boy as well with a heavy spin. Pins Hijime down. Chadera with the stun and the damage. The further airstrike just almost taking Chadera down. Dreams is looking for a trade right now as he goes in for a knockup, but Chadera is still able to push some damage down. The kill will be picked up by Taz in the end. GEEK Slate will disengage from this skirmish.
Oh, I think there's a bit of a misplay there. Chadera shouldn't have died in that engage. Just Beloyski knowing that the perfect target in Hijime, just looking at Divine Judgment and a lot of damage poured on this guy. and another kill for GEEK Slate.
1 kill for GEEK Slate right here, and Taz, he's on a roll right here, trying to get revenge for game number 1. Jana is the one confused on what to do. A Grok in the jungle, you're a lot more one-dimensional compared to the assassin junglers that Jana is used to, right? There's a lot of talk about how Jana is just on a different level only when he does get the heroes that can make those plays. With the jungle and the gold lane shut down, EVOS is on track to do well. We'll see if there's a particular plan though, because for the side of GEEK Slate, I think a boy is the one that has more flexibility in how he wants to approach this. He has the Clock of Destiny. Will that be enough damage?
Heavy spin, bringing Beloy back. The Divine Judgment locking Brands down, but it's still going to be him picking up the kill right now as a boy going to put a heavy spin as well. Not able to pin Brands down, but is able to dish out some damage before Jana here gets poked down to death, and it's the kill will be sent over to Brands. Still, Brands is the main man for EVOS Legends.
As you said, Arashi, the lack of damage. If the gold laner is not there, if Jadira is not there, what can you do about it? GEEK Slate only has Valentina on the vicinity, and he actually goes for the heavy spin, which doesn't really do a lot of damage, especially if you're on Valentina. And just bad engage for a boy, I feel like.
It's a different situation right here. GEEK Slate are the ones stuck with a very one-dimensional approach, and EVOS Legends are absolutely taking advantage of it. You can see GEEK Slate struggle to match, to try and find a strategy that will stick against this composition of EVOS Legends. It's just a lot more well-rounded. It's almost like a reverse situation from game number 1.
Kind of really interesting enough. He actually goes for Athena first item. You usually see for utility jungler you would pick up that Molten Essence and Curse Helmet, but instead he goes for that, you know, Tenacity, goes for that tanky build in Athena Shield.
Yeah, Athena Shield will be very beneficial, especially if he wants to be the main person face checking, right? Because for the most part, they send Luke to try and do his thing, like in game number 1. So the real man just checking out bushes, looking for plays, has to be the blue. Because if they put the Kaja in that role, you know, engage on the engage tool, right? So Voloisky needs to be staying hidden. So with that extra bit of magic defense, especially against the Barca, it's going to be very beneficial. But Taz, once again, makes the play, and the rest of EVOS follow through.
Heavy spin, but the Phantom Execution takes a boy down. EVOS, 2.2 thousand gold lead. Still looking for more into the mid lane, but Luke is able to find a trade, at least this time around, with a tier 1 falling up top.
It's hard to execute with this kind of composition for GEEK Slate, especially for the backliners in France and Hijime. You see this 0-2-0-2 for Hijime 1-1-4, so there's not much threat towards the backline unless Voloisky goes in with a Divine Judgment, which is probably the only actually like way for them to actually get a pick-off in the backline. And Voloisky goes for it.
Goes for the conceal play right here. Fantastic. Flickers onto Hijime. Does not land though. The reaction speed is impressive, and now Taz goes in.
That's the heavy spin, but it's 2 heavy spins. A boy in dreams just going at it. But it's going to strike out for the penalty zone to lock them down for Brands to deal some damage. As Luke is able to find a kill back. The split flip is still there for him to survive. To their endements right now as Taz gets barriered from the rest of his team. Only Beloy falling for Psychots. XP for Roamer. But EVOS Legends have more of those resources up. They can put some more pressure down on the map, and they will do so onto the Lord.
Oh, Brands is no hesitation whatsoever, man. Every time Dreams goes for it, Brands is the first person to actually follow it up. And I like that confidence. This is why EVOS Legends trust this guy completely. He's kind of the MVP already in the regular season. We'll see if that actually stays true, but this guy, something to watch out for.
He is the king of the marksman for a reason, and he is showing it again right here. We won't get bored of reminding you guys at home about this. Now with this setup though in the jungle, waiting to try and trap someone, Jana will be the main target for them to try and pick off, but with the card control immunity, he will be able to find his way around. It's on cooldown though right now, and EVOS Legends are committing to this.
Hijime barriered on Dream, still having heavy spin. Beloy trying to buy some time as Jana's going to be locked down, but the wild charge is not going to be there. Jana and a boy will fall, but a boy is still able to survive for a bit before he gets slain by Brands. 2-0, EVOS Legends with a 3.4k gold lead and the Lord at hand. It's getting harder for GEEK Slate in the game progressively.
Ooh, as I said earlier, if there is no Jandera, there is no damage except for the Valentina. Poloski, another flicker burn. EVOS Legends is having his way versus Geek Slate.
That's crazy, man. Geek Slate, they're still getting trades around the map, but at some point, it's going to be a bit too much. And keep in mind, they're banking on the Brody doing more late game damage than a Melissa. That's a very tough bet. And I guess in the mid lane, a boy can out-damage Hijime in the right circumstances. As you can see, though, with the waves being empowered by the Lord, EVOS Legends are looking to equalize in that wave pressure. And Taz, once again, flexing that retribution potential if he is not behind 4 levels.
Feather airstrike also, Hijime, the underrated mid laner. You gotta rate him now, man. That flicker from Beloy's flicker was absolutely phenomenal. They're able to utilize the Lord right now to take all the tier 2s. Let's see if they can crack the base, open with the base to retake. Brands with the dash right now, bringing the muddles closer. Stan jumps into the back line, but is gonna be locked down. He's still able to escape. The passive comes down to penalty zone as well. Beloy has fallen, but the wild charge connects onto 3 members. No follow-up, but Raz, oh my god, Luke is able to dive onto the back line, finding a kill as the boy follows it up properly. This is the counter-attack they were waiting for. Dreams will fall to Chidera, and it's a 3 for 2. As Taz gets out with the Phantom Execution, Geek Slate have found the better trade in the team fight, but they have lost a lot of a lot of objectives.
Yeah, that's definitely where Geek Slate is trying to do. Just banking on the fact that EVOS Legends will try to make a blunder, and you can see there just overcommitment. Knowing that Jana Curie still has the wild charge is very, very risky to do, and 3-man knocked up. Beautiful, beautiful play by Jana and Geek Slate, just profiting out of it. EVOS needs to be more patient in this kind of engages.
They went for that dive under the turret without a single minion available. It got cleared out by the turret passive, along with the efforts of Geek Slate. Hijime, though, stealing the purple buff away from Jana, so that is very, very unfortunate. And now, it's still a 2.7k gold lead. It's definitely not as massive as Geek Slate in game number 1, but it's something that EVOS Legends is putting to good use. And keeping in mind their composition, Geek Slate, they have to try and do something a bit more unpredictable now, because at this point, I feel like there's enough damage for EVOS Legends to just play reactively, and as long as they don't expose Brands too early, getting picked off like we saw in that bottom lane fight, they can really cruise to an easy victory here.
Speaking of unpredictable, you can see there Poloski waiting out for something. I don't know what he's trying to wait there in the bottom lane with Luke especially. There's not much damage they can deal, but right now Geek Slate might be eyeing for a steal here.
The gold lead has been dropped down by a whole lot, Arashi. It was 5,000, now it's down to only 2.4. Remember, Beloy, the unpredictability of this man, it can change this game, Arashi.
It's definitely a possibility. Luke now tries to open the map, but he gets stunned up, but they won't commit on him. They know that he is the tanky member with the split. They're waiting for someone a bit more important. This might come down to the wire as a conceal gets popped up by EVOS Legends.
Brands has used the models. This is the time. Beloy with the conceal flickering. Brands! That was the moment, Beloy! He finds it, and Janero flickers out. He gets the kill already, though. Now Jana against Psychots. He needs to secure this for his team, and he does. That's the moment that was made by Beloy, but the penalty zone connects onto 4. This is an all-out fight. Luke in the back line against Hijime. A boy will fall as well. Luke and Jana now, the 2 members left surviving. Jana versus Taz and Psychots. Luke going in onto the roamer. Jana will fall to the Phantom Execution as Luke tries his best to buy some time for his team. The Lord was taken down, but EVOS Legends have won the team fight.
Oh man, big boy Beloy with the man's play, just going in. Beautiful flank, but instead EVOS Legends, they have the better trade in terms of, bodies, in terms of players. But still, Geek Slate, they still managed to find something out of it.
What a play from Geek Slate, man. We keep talking about how this man looks for opportunities when you least expect it. Well, there it is. Your gold laner taken out right before a Lord take, throws everything in chaos, and now Geek Slate has momentum here. They have an opportunity to try and take control and take out more objectives. Of course, they're still quite behind, but we can see that in the execution, it won't even matter.
They can siege it down the mid lane turret. EVOS Legends need to respect that Lord that's marching down up top. The mid lane will be taken down by a boy and Gluck. Beloy has finished up that fleeting time. Now Dreams gonna be able to pin Luke down with a heavy spin, but it's only the XP lane who's gonna lose the immortality. But Beloy now has bought enough time. That's the Divine Judgment on towards Psychos, who loses the immortality as well. Luke with split is able to buy a lot of time, but Psychos jumps into the penalty zone on the more! And it's Brands, the two national team members winning the team fight for EVOS. But look at what the Lord has done to EVOS Legends' base. That's base turret number 1 taken down. They are even on the board now.
Wow, that synergy though. I feel like Brents is going in even before Psychos executed that penalty zone. The comms for these guys are it's unbelievable, you know. The two national team representatives just going in 2v5, 2v4, I guess. 2 kills for Brents, and right now they're trying to go for more.
Penalty zone into that Muddle's Inspire damage. At this point, Brands is definitely a huge threat to anyone that he's attacking. And with that advantage, though, they're going to go for Luke.
Every spin again, Luke won't be able to survive this time around. His boy jumps into the back line, and that's giving the Divine Judgment. Getting the Melissa. Dreams now losing immortality. Chidera and Beloy are still going to be able to push some damage down, but the flicker comes down from Dreams. Beloy, Chidera, and Jana on the hunt for some Tigers. But the Tigers are playing it defensively, still able to escape for now. Chidera still playing in the back. Psychos having the penalty zone, jumps on it. Chidera with the flicker gets out, baiting Taz away with nature as well. Now with the Winter Truncheon bot, Hijime is going to be able to disengage. EVOS Legends do not want to overcommit.
Oh, Brands fell for it once again. Just Beloyski looking for the perfect opportunity to get this guy off the board.
Glass cannon.
2 kills.
Right, I was just about to mention
Beloyski.
the in-game equipment by Dunia Games here. Look at Brands with no defensive items at all. It has been the cause of many defeats for EVOS Legends in the past, and he is gonna gamble on it again right now. Sure, EVOS requires some damage, but not badly enough for Brands to go Glass Cannon. With the Lord coming up, with the waves pushing sort of evenly, Geek State are the ones trying to push EVOS Legends into an uncomfortable setup here for the Lord.
Oh, there's another idea though. This is Brody. He's known for his split pushes, and right now it seems like they're not going for it. Beloyski is just still trying to find something, trying to find a push that he can own to actually go for those kind of plays again. But this is Brands we're talking about. He's not falling for it 3 times in a row. He's already fallen for it 2 times, but this time it's gonna be a different story.
Look at the real-time win probability presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy. 4, 8x4 time change. Still favoring EVOS Legends, but again, look at the poke. Psychons has been taken quite low. It's forced away, and remember, on the Grok, what makes a Grok really good in the jungle is the fact that he can constantly reset the Lord, and it makes it such a problem for EVOS Legends because the Glue has been constantly in the side lane, just using that mobility that he has to, again, be the nuisance in the far lane. Meanwhile, Terizla can't really go there. The mobility effect, or the mobility difference here between XP laners is going to play a huge factor.
If you look at the lane, the waves at the bottom side, it's closer to the side of Geek Slate, which means that the waves will be pushing ever so slightly towards EVOS Legends given enough time. That's the even minion rule, and Geek Slate, they are using it to its maximum potential. EVOS see the urgency, they go for an engage and fail to do so.
The Lord Dance is beautiful by Geek Slate. This is one of the many things that we have, you know, highlighted, complimented about Geek Slate the entire regular season, and in the playoffs, seeing it is just even more impressive here. The way that they're able to just stay composed, and like you mentioned, Arashi, that slow push down below.
It's building up, man.
It's a slow push. It's a slow push.
Look at Beloy.
The slowest of slows.
Oh,
Delightfully devilish Beloy.
Beloy entering his villain arc as he's looking for the flanks. Let's see if he gets it. The conceal play now on the flicker. Oh my god! Beloy! He finds Hijime! Again, a massive play by the man of the hour. But they will lose Beloy in the process. Now Jana and Taz on the Lord. The 50-50 battle. But it's still going to be Jana playing with the Lord Dance. Spectacular as Taz jumps in onto Chidera, who's going to be able to find a stun. Heavy spin comes down. No pinning for now. Taz going to be zoned away, but he's going to look for an opening. Jana versus Taz. Taz is going to be taken down, and that's just an opportunity for them to burst the Lord down. The rectory goes to Hades. Jana QT finds it. Taz gets shut down by a boy. Melissa nowhere to be seen as Glue comes over. A boy going to be able to take the immortality down. Boy is still dead. It's still going to be a boy who finds the double kill. Psychons and Dreams, the 2 members left to defend.
3 members down, and look at the wave in the bot side. Free base turret for GEEK Slate. And does Icons 1v1 against Kadera. He's gonna be able to secure this kill. And the Immortal. GEEK Slate, they're going all the way for the field goal.
The Winter Truncheon, the penalty zone. But what is a penalty zone to the man you see on screen? That's Kadera. GEEK Slate wanted to end the game. They want match point. The feathered airstrike. A boy takes Hijime down. Jana onto the mid lane. Luke again bringing Dreams back for a boy to deal some damage back. The Wild Charge comes down to lock Dreams down. Kadera now trying to end the game, but Dreams jumps in with a heavy spin, zoning the minions away. Doing a good job right now, but Kadera is still ready to end the game. The Divine Judgment is placed down, and that's match point for GEEK Slate.
Macro masterclass by the nerds here. This is what Poloiski are for.